Vámonos.
Joe Giraldi, manager de los Yankees de Nueva York en República Dominicana, específicamente en Santiago. Joe, welcome to Santiago. And how has been the experience so far in this country?
Our trip for my wife Kim and I has been great. We went up to the mountains today. We went and saw the waterfalls. We've had a wonderful day. We've eaten extremely well. The coffee has been tremendous. And we're excited about Jennifer Peña's wedding.
Bueno, nos dice que ha sido muy excitante su estadía en el país. Ya estuvo por Jarabacoa esta tarde. Dice que el café dominicano es grandioso y que está aquí para celebrar la boda de Jennifer Peña y que está muy contento sobre eso.
Joe, everybody in this country wants to know something about Yankees. You have a lot of fans down in this country. What's going to happen with Yankees? Great job in the second half of the season last year. What's going to happen this year? Expectations?
Well, we're really excited about the club that we have and the young kids that are coming up. I mean, I think the people of DR really understand who Gary Sanchez is and what a great player he was for us for the last 2 months of the season. We have other young players that are going to join our veteran guys, and we're excited. Obviously, Michael Pineda is going to play an important role for us. But, you know, we have some young players that are going to mix in with the older players, and we have high expectations.
Preguntamos sus expectativas, qué podría pasar con los Yankees. Este equipo hizo un gran trabajo en la segunda mitad con gente joven. Dice, estamos muy emocionados, tenemos jugadores como Gary Sánchez, todo el mundo sabe lo que hizo y lo que puede hacer. Michael Pineda va a jugar un gran papel con el equipo de los Yankees, mezclando a los muchachos jóvenes con los veteranos. Creo que tenemos un gran material y las expectativas son muy buenas.
Bien, en el caso de Alex Rodríguez, entendiendo de que somos dominicanos, ¿cree que lo mejor que le pudo pasar a Alex fue de la forma que se despidió del equipo de los Yankees? ¿Estima que puede continuar jugando béisbol?
Do you think Alex Rodriguez, announced his retirement on the field was the best decision, or you think that he can still play?
Well, I think it's a hard decision for any player, especially a player of that caliber. When is the right time to step away from this game? And you know, I think there was a player that said you die 2 deaths when you're a Major League Baseball player. You die your natural death, and you die the other death is when you take your uniform off, and it's very, very difficult. But I think for Alex, he felt that it was the right time, and that's who it's most important to. If Alex thought it was the right time, then it was the right time for him.
Dice que si Alex Rodríguez consideró que realmente este era el tiempo para él retirarse del juego, él dice que es lo más importante, que un jugador de béisbol realmente tiene 2 muertes, cuando ya termina su carrera como béisbol y su muerte natural, pero que eso tiene que sopesarlo cada quien y él entiende que Alex hizo lo mejor que entendió para él.
¿Qué tan difícil fue para ellos tomar esa decisión? ¿Le tomó mucho tiempo?
How difficult was for you to get around the decision of Alex Rodriguez?
It was very difficult for me because he meant so much to our organization, and you know, the years that I had a chance to manage him, 9 years, he meant so much to our club. And it's hard to see players when it's time to walk away, because you know how much you're going to miss that personal relationship you have with them.
Los 9 años que duró Alex Rodríguez realmente fueron muy importantes, y él dice que fue muy duro para ellos realmente desprenderse, ver como un jugador así de esa calidad se le dijo adiós al equipo.
¿Cómo visualiza a Severino dentro del staff de lanzadores de los Yankees?
How important is the support of Severino on the staff?
He is extremely important to our club this year. We know that he has a big future, and you know, we've always thought of him as a starter, and we feel that he can make a huge impact for us, whether he's starting or in the bullpen. He's got a great arm, and he's got a hunger, and he wants to compete, and that's so important. And you know, when I look at the New York Yankees, we have a lot of younger players and older players that are going to have a huge impact. But we also have a lot of players that were born here in the Dominican Republic. You talk about Starlin Castro too, our everyday second baseman who had a good year last year and had as many big hits as any player that we had.
Dice que realmente es un jugador de gran impacto para la organización de los Yankees de Nueva York, que ellos estiman que puede ser un gran abridor, como puede ayudarlos en el cuerpo de relevo también, y que además de él hay otros dominicanos como Stanley Castro que ya han puesto un granito de arena para la causa de los Yankees de Nueva York, siendo un gran bateador y ayudándolo a ganar juegos importantes. O sea que es muy importante el aporte de los dominicanos ahí.
Joe, you talk about Severino, you talk about Pineda, you have Tanaka, you have Cici. I heard that I read that we're going after Quintana from the White Sox. How do you visualize the starting rotation for next year?
Well, I don't think you can ever have too many starting pitchers because they seem to always need a couple weeks here, a couple weeks there. You know, they have injuries that pop up. Tommy John has become an epidemic in our game. We lost Nathan Giraldi to that last year. We lost some guys in our bullpen. So we got to see. We got to see. There's going to be a lot of competition for spots in spring training, and I love that because the competitiveness will bring out the best in them.
Le preguntábamos sobre su rotación de picheo abridora. Los Yankees han estado detrás de Quintana, de los Medias Blancas de Chicago. Dice, nunca sobran abridores. Tú nunca sabes, las lesiones, algunas semanas aquí, otras semanas allá. La operación Tommy John se ha convertido en una epidemia hoy día en el béisbol. Y va a haber puestos abiertos, nadie va a estar seguro, todo el mundo va a tratar de buscar un puesto en los entrenamientos.
Joe, you are the manager of the winningest team in sports history. How much weight does that put on your shoulders? I mean, to be manager of the Yankees, a team that is always expecting to win every year.
Well, I think I'm very fortunate and blessed to have this opportunity to manage the New York Yankees. And I don't think anyone, whether it comes from the fans or the organization, is going to put more pressure on themselves than I'm going to, because I expect to win, and that's the only reason I put the uniform on, is to go out and try to win a World Series.
Le preguntamos que qué tanta presión él tiene sobre manejar al equipo más ganador en la historia de los deportes. Él dice que no hay ningún fanático que tenga más presión que la de él, porque él siempre espera ganar y ganar un título mundial cada año.
Yo quiero preguntarle a él cómo visualiza a los Yankees en esta división del este que cada año se pone más competitiva, porque Toronto, Boston, todo el mundo se está preparando para Baltimore para mejorar. ¿Y cómo ve el futuro de los Yankees en la división?
The East division is getting tougher every day. How do you visualize Yankees for next season?
Well, I visualize us being very tough, and we had 4 teams over 500 in our division. We're the only division in baseball that can boast that. No other teams had to deal with that on a daily basis. But I like what we got. I like our young players. I like that we have more coming. And I think there's a good mixture of veteran and young players. And when you have that, you win championships.
Dice que sí, que él está consciente de que es una división fuerte donde los equipos, la mayoría, juegan por encima de 500, pero a él le gusta la mezcla que tienen los Yankees de Nueva York con jugadores veteranos, jugadores jóvenes que van a darlo todo día por día, así que le gusta su equipo.
¿Le sorprendió la proclamación del equipo de los Cachorros de Chicago? ¿Cómo él analiza esa serie que se dio Cleveland en Chicago?
Was it a surprise for you for the Cubs to win the World Series? How do you analyze that?
No, it wasn't. I think when you looked at them during the course of the season, they were the best team on paper. They had, 3 or 4 pitchers that were outstanding all year long as starters. They had a strong bullpen. They got stronger when they added Chapman. They had great defense, and they had a really good offense. So I think when you looked at them, they were the team picked to win. Now, the team that's picked to win doesn't always win, especially in the game of baseball. It can change a lot. So I know people are going to pick certain teams to win this year, but you got to go out and play it on the field.
Dice que realmente para él no fue sorpresivo, porque los Cachorros fueron escogidos desde antes de empezar la temporada, un equipo con un buen picheo, buena defensa, a pesar de que no siempre el equipo mejor en béisbol es el que gana, pero él dice que para él no fue una sorpresa. Last one for me, Joe. We've seen guys like Joe Torre, Bobby Cox, Tony La Russa manage when they are 65, 70 years old. Your contract is only for 1 year more. Are you expecting to manage that long?
Yeah, I don't know how long I'll manage. When I look at my opportunities, when a contract is up, the first thing I do is I talk to my family and what's best for our family. And we all talk about it. And they all have a vote, whether they're 10 years old or they're 17 years old or they're like my wife, my age. We all have a vote in what's best for our family. And that's how I'll continue to do it.
Le preguntamos que hemos visto dirigentes como Bobby Cox, Tony La Russa, Joe Torre, manillar, dirigir hasta que tienen 70 años de edad, que si esa es la meta para él, porque es un manager joven. Él dice que cuando ya se le cumpla su contrato, lo primero que hace es reunirse con su familia y ver qué es lo mejor. Cada miembro de su familia tiene un voto, sin importar la edad que tenga, 10 años, 17 años, su esposa también. Todos van a una junta y el resultado que salga de ahí es la decisión que él va a tomar.
¿Qué tal el futuro de Devin Betances, que prácticamente no pudo hacer el trabajo el cambio, la transformación de preparador a cerrador? ¿Estima que el futuro de Betances definitivamente es como preparador?
Do you think Betances will stay as the setup guy because he couldn't fill the role as a closer?
Oh, I think he will continue to thrive wherever we put him like he's done in the past. I mean, you look at him the last 3 years, he's been as dominant as any reliever in the game of baseball. So he will be our setup guy. If Aroldis needs a day off and he's available, he will close for me. That's how I will use him. So I feel very fortunate to have Dell in our bullpen.
Dice que se siente muy afortunado de tener a Dellin, porque en cualquier rol que lo ponga, él sabe que va a hacer el trabajo. Si el cerrador algún día necesita un día de descanso, Dellin de Tancer va a ser el cerrador, pero el rol importante va a ser el de preparador. O sea que sí, se siente muy bien con el rol que él ha desempeñado en el equipo.
¿Ha extrañado a Giraldi?
Have you missed Derek Jeter?
Yeah, of course you miss him. You miss all the players that retire, whether it's a Derek, whether it's a Jorge Posada, a Mariano Rivera, Alex Rodriguez, and Andy Pettit. These are guys that I played with and that were very important to our club. Other guys you miss as well. So that's always hard. We love seeing him when he's around, and I know he's a very busy man, but we love having these guys around.
Es duro cuando se te retira un jugador así, lo mismo que Mariano Rivera, Jorge Posada, Alex Rodríguez, pero él dice que esas son las cosas del béisbol, pero siempre añora cuando Alex Rodríguez, cuando Derek Jeter está por el Yankee Stadium, él añora esos tiempos y realmente es duro, pero esas son las cosas del béisbol.
Gracias y que disfruten por República Dominicana.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dominican Republic.
Thank you. We will.